Welcome to the Golf Spotlight. I'm Ralph Irvin here in our Golf Shop studio, and today we are talking about some of the most anticipated fairways and hybrids for 2021. You're not going to want to miss these. But before we talk SIM2, I ask you to click on the red subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode of the Golf Spotlight. And comment down below, what's the makeup of your bag? How many woods do you carry? How many hybrids do you have? Let us know. But now, let's talk about the clubs as we are joined by TaylorMade Golf's Vice President of Global Product, Brian Basil. Brian, it's great to talk to you once again.
Let's talk again, Ralph. This is awesome.
SIM2 is the story for 2021, and that means increased forgiveness as you're offering fairway metals in 3 different models.
We are. We're known for having incredible fairway woods, and in 2021 with the SIM2 products, that's not going to change. We've got the SIM2, which is our most premium fairway wood. It's titanium with a carbon crown and a heavy 80-gram steel sole plate on that. So just from the use of materials and the mass within the head, you're going to get a very strong trajectory. The center of gravity pretty much projects right through the center part of the face. So you add a few other technologies that help as well, which is the twist face within there. So your off-center shots, you're going to get a better trajectory on off-center shots, corrective trajectory. And then you're going to have the through slot speed pocket, which again, was started, the first speed pocket was in rocket balls. And ever since then, we've been evolving it and making it better and better. And that just allows you to get really maximum speed and drop some unwanted spin. So you get this really strong ball flight. But one of the unique things about the SIM2 is that it is a smaller head than the original SIM. So it's 170 cc's, about 10 cc's smaller. But the inertia and stability is actually higher because of the way we use the mass. So some better players may like that, little smaller head, but more forgiving, and has an adjustable hosel. So the other 2 fairway woods don't have that. So here's for that player that really wants to dial in their fairway wood performance. You have that 12 position, plus or minus 2 degrees aloft. Again, face angle, you can do a lot with that fairway wood, SIM2.
The SIM2 Max has a steel face, something that TaylorMade has historically been able to maximize in terms of high performance.
Yeah, the materials we use in the face of all these fairway woods are really unique and interesting. The SIM2 Max that you're talking about, that steel, we call it a C300 steel. It's so incredibly strong, and it also has the ability to flex and rebound. It's an amazing material and something we take advantage of. And then the SIM2 Max is larger. It's more forgiving, 190 cc's, speed pocket, carbon crown, and the V steel sole, which you know well a lot about previously, Ralph. So that sole, right, allows us to get the mass really far down, but reduce the interaction between the ground and the bottom of the club. So it's more versatile on a lot of different shots. So in all of the fairway wood, you're going to get all those technologies.
And then the SIM2 Max D is going to help those players that want to keep the ball a little straighter because it's got a subtle draw bias.
No doubt. It's the biggest of the 3 fairway woods at 195 cc's. And it does. It provides that draw bias. It looks square when you set it down, but the face is actually a little bit more shut. And we do that with the paint lines. And that also helps for more draw bias. So it's going to be the highest trajectory and the most left bias.
Let's go to the hybrids, where you had a ton of success with the Sim last year. And now with the SIM2, you actually worked with input from the pros.
We did. It's interesting, the Sim really took everybody by surprise last year when Rory put it in play, then Dustin, and you had this really clean look, but also had this neutral performance that they really liked, had the V-Steel sole. So some of those things have now carried over into the SIM2 Max Rescue. We just kind of cleaned up the lines, refreshed it a little bit, still has that speed pocket, has the fluted hosel. So you're going to get that high, easy to play performance out of SIM2 Max. But one of the other things as we really navigated the feedback from tour players was to have a rescue that has a little bit more of an iron look and iron performance. What I mean by that is the toe is a little bit higher. It's a little bit shaped, a little bit closer to the iron. It still is a hybrid. And then it has a little bit lower launch with more spin. So you'd say, well, okay, all the time we're going after high launch, low spin. That's for distance. But for this unique SIM2 rescue, we went a little bit the other way to give people a little bit more control, a little bit more versatility in the way they play that rescue. And then, of course, everybody's reacted to the unique look of this rescue. It's all black. It's kind of mirror and satin, and it's got a little texture to it. It's a really cool looking rescue.
Over the years, you and I have talked about that lower profile performance rescue that some players really prefer, mainly because of its appearance.
Yeah, one might say, hey, one skews a little bit towards a fairway wood looking shape, and the other one skews a little bit more to a smaller iron-like shape. And, having good options, especially in the middle part of the bag, where a lot of people, whether they're trying a utility iron or a more fairway wood-like rescue like SIM2 Max, having options is key.
Any of our viewers who saw my review of the Sim from 2020, well, they know that these started from a very solid base, and there's certainly plenty of options, as we've discussed. Folks need to go get fit because that'll determine which of these models go best together. I
couldn't agree more, Ralph. I mean, I'm pretty passionate about the of fitting and customization and what it can provide golfers. Golf equipment's not inexpensive, and we put a lot of engineering into it, and it does warrant the price. But invest into a fitting, whether you can get some places get probably free fitting, or you can pay more for that fitting, but invest into the fitting. It's really going to pay off for your equipment.
If people want to learn more about the SIM2 metals and hybrids or anything from TaylorMade Golf, where should they go?
TaylorMadeGolf.com.
Brian, thanks for taking the time to join us once again.
Yep, thanks, Ralph.
We want to thank Brian Basil for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight. Once again, please click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss one of our exclusive features. Have a question? Leave a comment down below. We always reply. Follow us on Twitter at Golf Spotlight. Get the latest from us on Instagram at The Golf Spotlight. And listen to the Range podcast, where we talk to the men and women, like Brian Basil, behind all of your favorite clubs over the years. Finally, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight as we continue to give you the information that you need for your next golf purchase.